Alright, everyone. Alright, so we have here dactylogram versus DFG. Frustration here comes from, I think this was Roach timing, or Roach push. Just basically fell on deaf ears. So we're here to have a look at it. Apologies for the coffee, but I'm on lunch break. I work close to home, so I have the luxury of being able to come home and do a replay or two before I carry on with the rest of my day. Now, our pool timing. Our pool timing's spot on. When did the queens come out? Seven seconds late, man. I still feel like this is quite choppy for my FPS. Yeah, 50. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Every time I restart the game, I'm getting put on ultra settings, and then when I dumb it down, it doesn't quite stick. So this might be a little bit choppy when we watch this back. So far, so good. Taking an early-ish third, we can see two gases. What do we see at the front, actually? We see a double gate. Not making any units, though. So he's obviously making tech and army. How are we going for drones? I really feel like spending drones should be the first part of your cycle. Your injects come after. It needs to be processed. It needs to be done in a way, because spending the lava on drones and then injecting is the two best things you can do, and then everything else is secondary, man. We're finally pushing ahead in workers. We've got... He's obviously got a stalker out, right? So he doesn't want you to see something. There's something he doesn't want you to see. This is good. I don't mind this, and I don't mind this, but I'm worried about this little space here. Because we risk his units coming straight out and going past everything we have on the map. And that results in us getting bopped. Pretty passive game. This Protoss is not interested in really doing anything. We could definitely be droning harder. We got to this point pretty quickly, and we're just not getting out of it quickly. Again, we're taking care of all this stuff that isn't really important while we're floating enough lava to fully saturate. You know what I mean? Like, we've lost a lot of opportunity here. Why are we crossing the map? I don't think there was any mention of crossing the map. This is dangerous, I feel. And the reason this is dangerous is because we don't see him crossing the map. Right? We have no idea where he is. And we leave ourselves just open to getting absolutely crushed. Pardon me. So if there's just zealots... If there's just zealots of the wall, which they're... nah, I guess it's probably not worth the fight, actually. This is giving very heavy turtling, right? This is a 2-base timing. A 2-base push this is going to be, so I feel like with the drones you've got, we need to be heading into a slightly better tech. I'd be wanting to drop an infestation pit, seeing if we can squeeze an infestation pit out in a hydrogen. Otherwise, just simply making a shit ton of roaches. It looks like he wants to take a third. There he is. He's taking a third. Cool. We have the option of droning up. We're actually at 3 bases. Yeah, we should be taking the third. Good stuff. I mean, the 4th. We've got that base. Everything's going well, I feel. I'm just worried that with our 8 roaches, Like, if he walks across the map now, we die. Simple as that. Because his army straight up crushes us. We're on 3 base economy. We're getting into all this different tech. We're just going to lose a bunch of roaches here. Oh no, we got away. I think Ravagers are really good. We just need to be careful about how much we're making. We're on 70 drones. Do we have all of our gases? And are we saturated? No, we are not. Boom. This is why we lost the game. This is 100% why we lost the game. When were these gases taken? I wonder. I reckon like, what, 5 minutes? No. Not quite that early. So 7:25 they were taken, and that whole time from 7:25 till 7:29 we have not mined any gas from it. We've potentially lost, oh, it's not much, but it's still like 300 gas. 300 gas gets us into Hydroden, into a Lurker Den, or we already have a Hydroden, but into a Lurker Den infestation pit, which we already have anyway. We should be dropping... we already have a hive. So where's the Lurker Den? Because Hydralisks don't beat Storm. They don't. So the Lurker Den does beat Storm. We have potential here to have that. In this case, I would just be going for this. I'm not interested in making Zerglings in this matchup at all. I just want as much damage coming out of the Lurker spines as possible. Banelings, again, these don't win fights versus Storm. We're making this way too complicated for ourselves. Creep spread is really good. The vision is really good. We basically have command of this, and this is a perfect time for us to actually get into higher tech so we can actually take a commanding fight. Basically, I feel like the position you're in right now, you're maxed out at 9-10ish. He's on half your supply, but his army contains Templar. And so how we take this fight matters. We have 4 overseers. Where are they? Cool, they're all coming. Basically. Looks like it. Yeah, cool. We need them. Yeah, I think I can feel the lag. Yeah, the 40 FPS is paying for it. You don't want to go into the choke. You can see that he's got Templar, right? Now you've gone into the choke. You now have to bring this whole army through this choke. It's going to take way more damage than it needed to. I think he used 3 storms for that, so it's not very cost effective for him, right? He actually lost. Where is it? Where's the alt tab? He's literally got 2 storms left and 1 more almost on the way. He has overcharge if he needs it. But 2 storms versus a maxed out Zerg army, I don't feel like this army has anything it's going to do against this. As long as you can either bait those storms out or just run in there and straight up kill him. So what we don't want to do, we don't want to fight in the storms. We could have pulled back there instead of running to the side. We're still in the storm. We're obviously not adjusting well to the duration of the storm anymore. I can see for the minimap that we never saturated that base. So something should be going off in your head, going like, "Oh, I got tons of money, but no gas. What's going on?" Just have a little flick around. If you feel like you haven't got enough gas, take this. Like this needs to be a bit more balanced. This needs to be like half and half, or like 2-to-1 ratio be good, or a 3-to-1 ratio be good, but not not this. Not like a 1-to-6 or whatever, or 1-to-5. Sorry, 5-to-1. So, because what we're going to do, we can't just keep fighting into this army, because like we've already lost twice as much as he has, even though he's been probably behind in workers the whole time. It doesn't really matter because he's trading more efficiently, and his army is easy to use, let's be honest. So your options are here to go Lurkers or to go Broodlords. That's it, as far as I'm concerned. Or you could probably do Swarm Hosts as well. But what we can't do is we obviously don't want to let him take a 4th, and we don't want him to push across the map. We see him starting to take stuff to the 4th. Good, we act on it. I'd love to see us using Changelings, though, to make sure that as we push out, he doesn't push in. Because if... someone's paranoid about lurkers. If we don't figure out where his army is, if you just so happen to be swap it over at the same time, there's a good chance that he holds this and you die in the meantime. So all we want to do, I feel, is kill the base and leave. That's it. Beautiful. Oh, I'm playing on normal speed. That one. I was like, it looks a bit slow. Yep, get out. Nope. And the reason we don't want this fight is because we commit into this, we are going to lose this army. There's really no getting away from this, right? We have a cannon and some battery here, which is going to help put extra DPS on us. So if we commit into coming into this gap, we lose this. And I've done this plenty of times in my games as well, where I thought, oh yeah, now I'll get into his natural and I'll get into his main and I'll kill him. It's absolutely not worth it sometimes. And this is probably one of those times now. Again, we're looking at one storm across 3 Templar. He has money to be at your supply right now, but he's just not using it, which is fantastic for you, right? How are his upgrades going? He's actually got 3-3, which is sick. So your +1 and your +2 is about to finish. But I get the feeling we're going to come in here, get trapped, and we're going to lose all of this. Yep. Yep. Lost it all. Because of exactly what I said. You came too far in and committed into something that wasn't a sure thing. Even if you break into his base, you're going to lose a good chunk of the back roaches. He could do a warp in to try and do it. He could get a force foot up. You don't have any ravages here to bile. So if he had warped in a single sentry here, he drops down a force field. Those roaches aren't going anywhere. They didn't anyway. Right? And how much did we lose here? Another 5k? Oh. Exactly what I said would happen though, right? We came up and we committed into it. And that was the catalyst for us to get absolutely smacked. We're trying to run the roaches into the Templar. And I reckon we must have lost like 8 roaches there to do that. So like 1,000 resources-ish. Just to try and poke. Now, we are on 2486 versus 6199. I'm going to guess the Protoss loses like 1,000 resources. I think I saw it before, but... And what was he doing? What was his micro during this? You just need to transition when the game is getting into a mortal Templar with Storm. Just go Lurkers. So he's a move. See how he knows his army is stronger here, right? That's why he kind of walked them. You can't see my hand, but he walked them in. He walked them into this because he wants to know that as you realize this is a bad fight and you pull out, you're going to start boom, 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 hemorrhaging units. You didn't even realize it was a bad fight somehow, and you stayed in here regardless. And I don't think you're going to lose the cannon. You're going to lose a couple of zealots, right? What did we say? 2486. He lost 900 resources to your 4,000-ish resources, almost 14,000 exactly. 4,000? Is that what I said? Almost 4,000 exactly, or 3.9. 3.9 we'll call it. Right? This now, you are making up for every... He could have literally not taken his third for ages and taken these same fights. And honestly, with the amount of money he's got saved up anyway, he's miles ahead here. He just doesn't realize. But now that he's pushing across the map, I imagine this is going to go really poorly for you. The Zealots can get amazing damage done. We have plenty of transfuse energy there. We just didn't use it. Now he's knocking on your door with an army that's like way easy to use. Way more punishing to fight against if you commit. Just fight it. One storm. What are we doing? No. And the reason we don't want to do that is because you're just walking all these roaches past. All these roaches are gonna die now. The queens are walking up here too. You've gone, well, fuck, I can't win this. I'm gonna all in you. And he's already got like a third of your army trapped here. Let's have a look. Instant replay. Alright. He comes up. We're also in this gap here, right? We never want to really have our queens fighting somewhere that they're going to stop our roaches. Roaches are 3 or 4 range, I'm pretty sure. 4 range, right? We never got +3 either. We never want to be fighting in a gap like this. We got Hydralis Den, but didn't get any upgrades for it. We got a second Evo Chamber, did not use it once. We finally got the drones on here, though. But way too late, obviously. We've only mined 500 gas off this. Off these 2 geysers. Right? Yeah. Like, just almost 500 gas off 2 geysers. So late. So late. So that means we only did this in, like, the last minute and a half. Something like that. Ready? Oh, it's a bit... There we go. Wait, what time did I get to on the... Yeah, it's a little bit... Took a little bit longer than I thought, actually. Alright. So at 10:23, we finally clocked on. We should have had these at like 6 minutes. Gas wins late game fights. For me, at least. My preference is always Lurkers. My preference is always going to be Lurkers. They are very easy to use. They just walk in, siege up, and your opponent just dies. Alright, we're back where we should have been, sorry. Too far? Yeah, so this is where we want it to be. We get all in potential, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 25 roaches. We lost 4 in like the 3 seconds there. We lost 7 roaches in like 4 seconds because of that little rally there. We don't have the firepower to beat this. This dude literally only had like 3 Templar all game and beat you. This wasn't even Storm spam. This wasn't even like 10 Templar. That's what the kind of crap that I do. If I'm playing Protoss, I'm like Storm. You got an army, Storm. And you just make it relentless. You push into the Zerg and you just do not give them a second to breathe. There's no amount of micro they can do to outlast like 9 storms. Now that it lasts longer and it does so much damage, every storm that we ate in this game as well, we ate a lot of its full damage. Speaking of which, even that, like to eat 50 damage almost on those roaches across a group of roaches, really obviously bad. Obviously bad. We know it's bad in the moment, the heat of the battle. We don't realize this Protoss is so far ahead though, it's ridiculous. He's got triple, the trade's a 3-to-1, while he's still floating like 3 grand. And this is desperation, right? These roaches are not going to get anything done. He knows it. We all know it. So what's next? Okay, this isn't working. Right? You can tell this isn't working, so when is it going to start working? He's also got 2-2, so the Lings are going to get fuck all damage here with being without upgrades, and also probably haven't got Adrenal. No, we haven't got Adrenal. We're not going to get any damage done here. You have headbutted into a composition that really punishes Roach Ravager over and over again, taking fights and chokes into Storm, eating Storms. Only 3 Templar, man. Only 3 Templar. It would have been so easy to try and bait them out. They use their 3 or 4 Storms, and boom. Then you can jump on the army. What have we got now? Now he's got even more Templar. He's only got 4 Storms, but that's going to be more than enough. With the DPS of this, we're killing like a roach every second and 2 second. No. 2 roaches every second, punishing another one. The Archons are going to make the roaches getting on top of this army hard as well, right? They're going to punish any attempt to try and get onto the army. It's so GG. We're going to take another bad fight here. Throwing away roaches. GG. So, this was an incredibly passive game. This wasn't a 2-base or anything. This was just an incredibly passive game. This is a Protoss who's obviously scared of getting all in. So he likes to have some safety units before he takes his third. I guess I can respect that. Did he get it? Yeah, he got it just. Right? But we need to have an idea of transitioning out of this, and we really need these gases, man. You built extra drones for this base to take these gases and just didn't take them. You got up to like the 45 drone mark really quickly, and then I feel like it took you a little bit longer than necessary to get to where it was. But on top of that, he looks like he's playing a pretty not standard macro game, but he wants to play a safe macro game. He's not interested in trying to all in you off the back of this. He's just going to play defensive. So a play like this as well might be open to abuse from Swarm Host or something like that. But it has to be on his side of the map. It cannot be on your side of the map. It has to be on his side of the map. As for... just these trades were bad. He's got the Observer following. He doesn't need to worry about where your army is, because it's just all grouped together, bundled up for him. See, that's anti-micro, right? We could have gone ding, 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 ding. And instead, we went up, down here. All of you down here, walk through the storm, please. As soon as I can't kill them on Roach Rav or a Hydra push, I'm dropping a Lurker Den, Infestation Pit. We're going for Hive Lurkers, and we're just going to eliminate everything. I think that's all this comes down to, is you're playing a clumpy, huge army that needs to get on top of your opponent. Your opponent didn't give you a chance to be gotten on top of, and his army is built in a way that punishes you trying to get on top of it, because he can just keep storming. If you really want to stay in there and fight, those roaches, how long does the storm last now? It's like 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Those roaches are only getting like 2 or 3 attacks off in that time. They're doing like 45 damage in that space from the start of the storm to the end of the storm. So one immortal hit kills the roach afterwards. So with the amount of mortals he has plus a storm, there's no chance you're just balling into that and just killing it. But the fact that you threw away a huge army here, when you have a huge army, you need to be able to assess whether or not you can push into it. And then the next best step is always going into Lurkers, because Lurkers, it just takes like one misclick for him to lose everything to the Lurkers. It happens at Masters level way more often than I thought it should. But if you have range in the Lurkers as well, the Templar will almost always get into range of the Lurkers, and they get bopped. And that's pretty much what this comes down to. He had an upgrade advantage. He had he didn't have an eco advantage, but he was trading insanely well. He was just playing defensive, just keeping an eye out for you, and just blocking you at every turn. And that's all old mate needed to get it done. So, yeah, sorry Dactyl, but you just need to get out of the Lurkers. You really need to get out of the Roach Ravager as quickly as possible when you realize it's not working. It's okay to have an army to be able to hold yourself until you can get into that, but you really need to push into that. You had the Hydra Den, you had the Hive. You had the Hive pretty early. I think it was like 8 minutes or something like that. You had the Infestation Pit. You had everything you needed except for the one building that would have won you the game in a heartbeat if you just get the units into the right position. If you had have got your Lurkers into the wall, like where that big fight was, where you pushed into the wall with your whole army, if there were Lurkers there, I think you had probably a decent chance of actually winning it there. But we need range. We need range and we need Lurkers. Just pure Roach. There was Ravages at the start, I understand, but at the end of it, it was just Roach. And Roach it just sucks. That army was like... everything in that army kills Roach as well. Archons, Immortal, Storm, Void Rays, for whatever reason. Stalker and Zealot all do well against Roaches. So what is your tech option, or what is your spellcaster, or whatever it is, to sort of, what's your force multiplier for the roaches? Because it can't be more roaches. It doesn't work. So that's pretty much it. That's how I do.